Welcome to the world of collecting. As a video game collector, it's a weekly endeavor to waste money on a game you're probably not gonna play. But there's a sense of joy of adding a game to a collection. Sure, it may fill up more shelf space, but at least the spine looks nice. And sometimes you just gotta look these games in the eyes and say, damn, you got a nice spine. I'm now on a watch list. When buying a game, one of the most important things to look at is the game's cover art. Good cover art presents an element of the game in an appealing way that both looks nice, but also conveys what the game is about. I'm not buying that. But when I'm buying a game, there's another thing I'm looking at. The game's spine. I'm not buying that. I love it when a game has fantastic cover art, but I also like it when I put it on my shelf and it blends in with the crowd. Yeah, don't stick out. I don't like that. I kid, of course. I love having a wall of colorful spines, but I also at least want some sense of uniformity between spines. Take the PlayStation 4 spines for example. All of these games have different colored spines with their own unique logos, but at the top, they all have the same PS4 header. It looks wonderful. Some games have a few small differences. Games that support VR have a little VR logo, but again, I don't mind that. I can look at my PS4 games on my shelf and see what each game is. If they're VR compatible, whatever. It's great. They're all colorful and easy to read. I also like when some of them are uniform among themselves. All the Star Wars games this generation were made by EA. Vomit if you must. But they all have a similar looking logo. Star Wars on top, the game's name in the middle, and a little EA logo underneath. Jedi Fallen Order and Squadrons do look a little bland with the plain white spine, but at least the Squadrons logo is colorful, and to top it off, an EA logo on the bottom. What nice looking spines. Now, on the contrary, The Witcher 3. God damn, this is too boring to care about. Every time I see this case, I want to shout boring, but I can never find the energy to do so. God, I just don't care! Thankfully, most of these spines look nice and match the tone of the game. Cyberpunk's is piss yellow, but that's Cyberpunk. Piss. But then there's The Last of Us Remastered, in which my copy is a PlayStation Hits copy. Now I don't mind this for the most part. There's a little banner on the front and the spine is now red. I would prefer it if it was black, but I don't lose sleep over it. What I do lose sleep over is the case. It's f***ing red! Yeah, this is stupid. The PlayStation Hits re-releases have red cases. Why? It just looks awful with the blue header, and when all your other games have the normal blue cases, this just sticks out in the worst way possible. But this isn't the last we'll see of the bestseller re-release spines. Just you wait for the horror. But for now, the PS4 cases are as close to perfect as it can get for me. When I'm sitting down on my couch and looking over at my shelf, I want to easily be able to see what games I have. And with the PS4 spines, that's no issue. Now on the other hand, the Nintendo Switch spines. Red everywhere! I don't know how to feel about this. The Switch cases are quite simple. They're red. Switch logo on top, left aligned all caps game title, right aligned publisher logo on the bottom. They look nice and uniform, and I still kinda hate them. You see, I like uniformity, but come on, have some fun. Some games, especially earlier on, use different fonts, and it looks f***ing nasty. I'm just so mixed on these. Again, they look nice, but also a bit too minimalistic. It's like the Firefox logo. Started off cool looking, but minimalism took the edge, and now I'm still too bored to shout boring. I'm just depressed about my Fox. At least the company logos look nice. Usually white, red aligned, text the same direction as the title. Come on, guys. Atari and WB, what are you doing? And come on, Atlas and Hello Games, why color? Y'all are better than this. Now, when I'm sitting on the couch, how are these? Oh my god, they're f***ing horrendous. The text is too small, and with it all being in the same font, I have a hard time reading these spines from my couch. So yeah, overall, these spines suck. I adore the Switch. Now let's talk about Xbox. Do we have to? Man, this is a mess. So the Series X seems to have 3 different kinds of cases. First off are the Xbox One style cases. I have a few of these, as some Xbox 360 games were re-released in these kind of cases. The console logo is on the physical case itself, and so the actual art is shorter, which extends around the side. It's all gray with an Xbox logo and the game's logo, and it looks very nice. I have a few of these, and they all look very uniform. But then some games try to recreate this, but the art takes up the full case so the top part is printed green. This just looks bad. And then there's another where it's the same situation, but no green. The Xbox logo is just at the top followed by the game's title. Like, damn, what the f is their problem? It just seems random what games get this, but hey, at least the gray is consistent for all Xbox One and Series X games.
Rockstar, this is not the time for that.
And going back to the 360 games we released for the One, originally, they were in 360 size cases but with one styled spines. I mean, I mean, like, why? This just looks bad no matter what. At least these blend in well with the Series X games or to begin a 360 collection, but this? Man, I hate this.
And to that you may say, hate's a strong word and I shouldn't use it unless I really dislike something. With that being said, I hate the Xbox 360 spines.
You know, sometimes I lay awake at night and think my life is a total mess, and then I remember the Xbox 360 spine variations and I feel much better. Where do I begin? The beginning of the generation. The spine header was very simple. White background, Xbox logo and console name, green bar, and some curved lines. It seemed these curved lines mean the game is Xbox Live compatible, but pretty much all of the pre-2010 360 games I own have it, so I don't know. Later down the line, it was updated to have no wavy lines and green bar, and the Xbox logo is lighter. And I must say, I definitely prefer this. It's just simpler. It still feels like Xbox, but it's much simpler than all these wavy lines and a green bar. Why did they change it again? Later in the 360's life, they updated it again with a more modern Xbox logo. You remember when I was talking about the Firefox logo?
My Xbox logo too!
I don't hate this, and it does fit in well enough with the prior design that it doesn't make me angry. It just makes me confused. Like, why? This change seemed to happen when the Xbox One came out, so it may have just been some simple rebranding, like how Sony tried to make the PS3 cases look like the PS4 cases when that came out. Yeah, we'll get there. But for the 360, this is okay. I can live with this, but then comes Platinum Hits.
Hey f***er, did you like that game? Yeah, and I'd buy it again. Well, congratulations, you can waste money on the most f***ing ugly thing you've ever seen in your life. Thank God, I hated being happy anyways. Platinum Hits, making you depressed since 2008. But what if I f*** you?
There are three different types of Platinum Hit spines. I can't tell which of these is first, so I'll start with the less egregious one. So, the header on this case is the same as the earlier 360 games. That's definitely convenient. The rest of it is okay. It's kind of cute. It says Platinum, which is kind of fun, but also kind of dumb. And the title is in a generic font. My God, I am bored. And to top it all off, a silver case. Thanks. But it can get worse. Feast your eyes on this. Don't stare too long. This is gross. Now the header extends down farther just so it can say Platinum Hits. And worst of all, it's completely silver. I just completely hate how this looks. The game title part of the spine looks nice, but the header is unbelievably awful. The final version isn't as bad, but that doesn't make it good. It's still a gradient with an overlay long logo, and now the rest of the spine is white with the game's title in a generic black font. It's so boring, and it sticks out from the rest of the console spine so badly. I hate it! To give my 360 collection any sense of decency, I keep all these Platinum Hits cases at the end of the collection.
I've been pretty critical about the 360 spines, but it mainly comes down to the header. Because once you get past that, I actually really do like the 360 spines.
One of my favorites is BioShock Infinite's. Now, take everything I say about this with a grain of salt, as I've only played maybe 5 hours of the first BioShock, but I love how Infinite Spine contrasts from the other two, the same way the game itself does. When I think of BioShock, I think of a dark, gloomy underwater city, so to have Infinite in a bright sky is wonderful, especially since Infinite takes place in a much brighter environment. Some other spines I like are the LEGO game ones. A lot of them feel like extensions of the main cover, and they look nice. But I do have one nitpick with them. The LEGO logo is always different sizes. It's not a huge deal, but if I can complain about it, I will.
Don't even mess with my power.
All in all, I do like the 360 spines. Most of them look completely fine. Most of them have their unique logos and look really nice, capturing the aesthetic of the game and making it clear which game is which. I'm so harsh on the headers because besides that, these spines are damn near perfect. And the PS3 is in a pretty similar boat. At the beginning of the generation, it had this little red header with the Raimi Spider-Man fonts. Later it got a new logo, which I do quite like. It's simple but looks nice and unique to the PS3. And then the PS4 came along and they redesigned the PS3 header to be blue. Why? I don't get why they wanted these to look similar, especially when the PS4 wasn't backwards compatible with the PS3. Thankfully they changed it back, but man, what happened there? Oh, and the PlayStation hits? What the hell?
I've been pretty critical, so let's move on to something positive with the Wii.
I love the Wii spines. They're incredibly basic, just white with the Wii logo and the game's name, but it just looks good. Having a bunch of Wii games on a shelf looks nice. George, I don't have time for this. For whatever reason, LucasArts games have yellow spines. They look nice together, but when on a console like the Wii, you've gotta be kidding me. LucasArts isn't the only culprit though. Spider-Man Edge of Time. Why? Even Nintendo is guilty of doing this. Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Olympic Games and New Super Mario Bros. Wii had different color spines. Why? And the case is red too? Come on! And while we're talking about Nintendo, let's talk about the Wii U and 3DS.
If you're not 18, you'll need to sit this one out.
So, the Wii U. Similar to the Wii, mostly white spines with the game logo. Cool. Blue ridge, add some spice, nice. And some games have red cases and some don't have the ridge and some are yellowish. This Resident Evil game on Wii had no Wii logo and this one had no game logo. Onto the 3DS. This is more pleasant. Like the Wii, logo, title, beautiful. And under the 3DS logo is this piece of art that pops up when you enter the cart. That's so fun! Having a bunch of LEGO games that look really inconsistent isn't. And speaking of inconsistent, how come some Nintendo published games have cool spine fonts but some don't? Ocarina of Time 3D and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon have fonts that I feel reflect the games well, but 3D Land and Majora's Mask 3D have generic fonts. And on top of that, these are Nintendo Select's re-releases. Ocarina 3D and Dark Moon have little emblems to symbolize that. That's neat, that's cute. Why don't the others have that? There is so much space on 3D Land spine as well. But whatever, I can live with this. I just need to stay off the internet.
Too late.
Some cases are red! Later Nintendo published games have red Nintendo logos. Why? I need a break. PlayStation, what's up here? PSP, well, 5 of the 6 games I own are LucasArts games, so they look nice together, don't mind the burgundy greatest hits header. And PS1, well, single disc games have the region code on top, alright, and the multi-disc cases have the same region thing, but also a PlayStation logo. Now these multi-disc games are interesting. They come in bigger cases that look like 2 cases, but I mean, hey, it makes sense. Final Fantasy VII has 3 discs, but this is the greatest hits version, so it says greatest hits on top. Fine. And then Caesar's Palace 2? Wait, 1 disc? Then why is it in one of the multi-disc cases? DS! I like this. Simple DS header, unique spine art. This is peace and tranquility. Same with the Game Boy Advance case art I got off the cover project. A simple GBA logo with unique spine art. And this one is silver? Okay, keep calm. Game Boy Color. Yeah, I like this. All nice and uniform. Only 4 though. What about Game Boy? Oh god. 1 black and white, 1 with a big logo, 1 with a small logo. Atari, please save me. 2600. I rock with this. Except for Donkey Kong Coleco. Why did you do this? And Demon Attack, what are you doing? Like, yeah, I can see the title, but come on. The MD800, oh nice and uniform, pole position 2.
That tears it! I've had enough of spines. No matter how hard you try, you can never keep a game collection looking consistent because these damn companies will never stop messing with the spines! It's gotten better as time's gone on, but the fact that I've had something negative to say about every single one of these except for the DS, that's an issue! The inconsistency bothers me to no end. And when they are consistent, they're consistent in the wrong ways! These game spines are just a big pain in the back! And that shit hurts.